Hello. I'd like to welcome a special person to the show for a special interview. We're into this interview for ages and ages. Please, all the way from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Scarlet11. Scarlet11, you're welcome to this interview.
Well, thank you very much for having me for this wonderful interview, Bedoboy. I very appreciate it. I still don't know why you want to interview me, but anyway, I'll answer any questions you like.
Let's see what. So, what was your first ever job? Or tell us about a job you had.
My first job, well, I had many. I had many jobs. My first job was actually driving. I actually drove a truck around the city making deliveries. And that was for the Dempster's Bread Company. And that was my first job. I only worked there for a few years. Then I got a job in arcade, a video arcade, like selling coins for the kids to put in the machines and win their hearts away. I did that for quite a while. Then I became a superintendent, a job which I did part-time, but then I became full-time. So that's that.
What are your hobbies outside of YouTube and online life, etc., etc.?
I don't really have any hobbies. I don't have any hobbies at all. It just, unless you want to call YouTube a hobby. I don't call it a hobby. It's just like, it's just something I used to do and stuff. Like, well, I should say that. I never really had a hobby. I just never had one. And what's my own life is about? Now that's a whole different question altogether. I have no life. Online, I go to different sites like Facebook, MySpace, and things like that. And I go around checking the internet, spying on people, like in other rooms, like on blog and live video and stuff. Before I open up my own show, of course.
Tell us about the town or city you live in.
Well, I live in the city of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which is the capital city of Ontario. Now, since Canada is divided into provinces, which is it's like the states, you have 50 states, and each state has a capital city, which also the capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. Well, Canada is the same way. We have a capital city for each province, plus we also have the capital of Ontario, capital of Canada, I should say, which is Ottawa. Toronto. What can I tell you about Toronto? Well, if you've seen some of my walking vids, walking tour, which is around my neighborhood, which is cool, but I will try to expand my horizons more. And thanks to you, Bedoboy, you got most of my walking tours all over your channel, all over, so everybody in Ireland and places gets to see Toronto, or parts of Toronto. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. Like I live what they call the west end of Toronto, which is Parkdale, South Parkdale. I'm right close to the lake. I'm only about 10-minute walk to the lake, which is Lake Ontario, and I'm about 20 minutes from downtown Toronto, which is also by the bus or the streetcars we have in here, the public transportation, about 20 minutes. But if you were to walk it, if you're a fast walker, half hour, 45 minutes. And I've done it, so it's not bad. It's a nice little walk. But if you want to go any place, public transit is the best, because it will take you from point A to point B and back again.
I believe you used to be a handyman before you became a dork. And you stand in superintendent work at your apartment. Can you tell us more about that? Maybe show us some tools?
I work as a part-time super, and I'm also a superintendent for when our superintendent goes away, because I used to be a superintendent. And, well, let me see. Well, I think I'm going to show you some of my tools. Oh, this is getting heavy. There's my tool belt. That's my tool belt. Now, I'm doing this in black and white, or like an old film presentation, because I want to be different. Now, if you don't like it, well, tough. Okay, notice this is a standard size hammer. That's a standard size hammer. That's the golden hammer, but this is a standard size hammer. Now, I do have mallets, I do have a ball pen hammer somewhere, but I'm not going to take it out, and I'm going to go find it in a moment. This is a thing, a electrical meter, or tester. I should call it tester, electrical tester. That's what that is. Let's see, I have a cutter, a box cutter, I believe they call this, the box cutter. Everybody needs pliers, needle nose. These are called needle nose pliers. That's what these are called, needle nose pliers. It's called a Robinson screwdriver. It has a square point. But this is one of the smaller ones. And this is the next size to it, which is a little bit larger. I don't know if you can see the point. The point, which is larger than that point. So that's a Robertson screwdriver. Called a Phillips. Because it's a star. It's called a Phillips. I got different sizes of Phillips. And of course you got the other standard one, a good old slot screwdriver. Vice grips. That's in case you want your tooth pulled, that's what that's for. Just a pair of pliers, short grip pliers. A putty knife. Chisels. I only use the chisels. Another pair of pliers. One. There's two. Same ones. Another little pair of pliers too. A file. Okay, that's pretty well my tool pouch. Okay, oh yeah, these are tapes. Like this is what they call Teflon tape. That's plumber's tape, and a couple of rows of electrical tape right here too. See, a couple of rows of electrical tape. So that is my tool bag. Now I got a tool box. Well, I don't feel like getting it, but I got a bunch of tools in it too. So I don't have to worry about those and whatever. As Jester calls it, he calls it my lunch box. Okay.
What do you see in future for your YouTube online career?
Now, what do I see in my future for YouTube online career? Well, to tell you the honest truth, I don't really see any future, really. I just make videos just for fun or when I want to and whatever, and collaborate with different people, because YouTube to me that's all it is about. It's for fun, happiness, and stuff like that. So, as I said, I don't see a future in my YouTube videos. I applied for a partnership and never got them, so, and that's okay. Don't really need to be a partner, really. Just being on YouTube is good enough for me. And if people watches my videos, well, that's fine with me too.
Thank you for coming, Cigar Dad. Louis from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And maybe we'll have an interview again sometime.
Anyway, I thank you very much for having me, and we should do this again sometime. Take care, everybody, and you too, James, and thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. Ciggy, Ciggy, Ciggy's falling off the chair. Ciggy's falling off the chair.